Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Ever wonder why we get to enjoy cozy winters with hot chocolate, vibrant springs full of flowers, sun-soaked summers at the beach, and crisp autumns with colorful leaves? It's all thanks to the seasons. But have you ever stopped to ask the big question? Why do we even have seasons in the first place? It's a question that seems simple, but the answer is actually pretty fascinating and a little counterintuitive. So, let's bust a myth right away. A lot of people think that Earth has seasons because our distance from the sun changes. You know that we're closer to the sun in the summer, which makes it hot, and farther away in the winter, which makes it cold. It sounds logical, right? But here's the twist. It's completely wrong. In fact, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, the Earth is actually closest to the Sun in January, right in the middle of winter, and we're farthest away in July, during the peak of summer. So if it's not about distance, what is the real reason? The secret lies in two simple words: axial tilt. Our planet, Earth, doesn't spin straight up and down as it orbits the sun. Instead, it's tilted on its axis by about 23.5 degrees. Imagine holding a spinning top, but instead of spinning perfectly upright, it's leaning to one side. That's our Earth. This tilt is the superstar of the show, the main character in the story of our seasons. It stays pointed in the same direction, odds are the North Star. Polaris as we make our year-long journey around the sun. So, how does this tilt create seasons? It's all about how the sun's light and energy hit our planet. Let's follow the Earth on its orbit. For part of the year, the Northern Hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun. When this happens, the sun's rays hit this part of the world more directly, almost like a flashlight shining straight down. This direct sunlight is more concentrated, delivering more energy and heat to a smaller area. This increased energy warms up the land, air, and water, giving us longer, warmer days. This is summer. At the exact same time, what's happening in the Southern Hemisphere? It's tilted away from the sun. The sunlight that reaches it comes in at a much lower, more slanted angle. Think about that flashlight again, but now you're shining it at a sharp angle against a wall. The light spreads out over a much larger area, right? It becomes less intense, less concentrated. This is what happens to the sunlight hitting the hemisphere tilted away from the sun. The energy is spread thin, leading to less heat, shorter days, and colder temperatures. So, when it's summer in the north, it's winter in the south. Now, let's keep orbiting. 6 months later, the Earth is on the opposite side of the sun. Because our planet's tilt hasn't changed, the situation is now reversed. The Northern Hemisphere, which was once tilted towards the sun, is now tilted away. It receives that slanted, less direct sunlight, bringing on the short days and cold weather of winter. Meanwhile, the Southern Hemisphere is now the one tilted towards the sun, getting that direct, concentrated energy. Hello, summer in Australia and South America. This is why our friends in the Southern Hemisphere are building snowmen when we're having barbecues and vice versa. But what about spring and autumn? These are the beautiful in-between seasons. They happen at the points in our orbit called equinoxes, during the spring or vernal equinox and the autumn equinox. The Earth's tilt is neither towards nor away from the Sun, it's sideways, relative to the Sun. On these 2 days of the year, the Sun shines directly on the equator, and the length of day and night are nearly equal all over the world. These are transitional periods where the weather is milder, as one hemisphere gradually warms up and moves into summer, while the other cools down and heads towards winter. Let us dig a little deeper into why direct sunlight is so much more effective at heating things up. It's not just about concentration. When sunlight hits the Earth directly, it has to travel through less of our atmosphere. The atmosphere acts like a filter, scattering and absorbing some of the sun's energy. So when the sun is high in the sky during summer, its rays take a shorter, more direct path to the surface, losing less energy along the way. In winter, when the sun is lower in the sky, its rays travel through more of the atmosphere, which means more of its energy gets scattered or absorbed before it can warm us up. This tilt also explains why we have such dramatic differences in daylight hours. In the summer, the hemisphere tilted towards the sun not only gets more direct light, but also experiences much longer days. Think about the land of the midnight sun in places like northern Norway or Alaska, where the sun doesn't set for weeks during the summer. This is because their position on the tilted Earth means they are constantly exposed to sunlight. Conversely, during winter, these same regions are tilted so far away that they experience polar night with weeks of continuous darkness. It's the 23.5-degree tilt that makes all of this possible. So, you might be wondering, has the Earth always been tilted, and will it always stay this way? Scientists believe the tilt was likely caused by a massive collision with a Mars-sized object early in Earth's history. The same giant impact that is thought to have formed our moon probably knocked our planet off kilter, giving us the axial tilt we have today. And while the degree of the tilt does wobble slightly over very long period stems of thousands of years, it's remarkably stable for now, thanks to the gravitational pull of our large moon, which acts like a stabilizer. Without this tilt, life on Earth would be dramatically different. There would be no seasons. The climate at any given location would be the same all year round. The equator would be incredibly hot, and the poles would be unimaginably cold, with much wider bands of extreme climates. The cycles of growth, migration, and hibernation that so much of nature depends on simply wouldn't exist as we know them. Our entire ecosystem, our agriculture, and even our cultures, which are filled with seasonal celebrations, are all shaped by this simple, elegant tilt. So, the next time you feel the first crisp breeze of autumn or the first warm rays of spring, take a moment to appreciate our planet's amazing 23.5-degree lean. It's not about being closer or farther from the sun, it's about a cosmic tilt that gives our world its rhythm, its diversity, and its beautiful, ever-changing character. It's a wonderful reminder that sometimes the most complex and beautiful phenomena in the universe come from a relatively simple idea. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through the seasons. I hope you learned something new and interesting today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the wonders of our universe. What other big questions do you have? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.